Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1, Phathead, Cande Roth, or should I say, Bubby Cande, future to be. Big announcement this morning, Bubby Cande, and we wish well the beautiful wife of your son, Casey, who is now officially pregnant, Cande.
Yes, and I was 31 when I had Casey, and he'll be 31 when he gives, he gives, with his baby girl. So yeah, it's coming full circle. It's very emotional.
And we got full approval from the mom-to-be. This was like, you went through all the proper channels to be able to announce this, Cande.
Yes, believe me, it wasn't easy.
I know. You had the conversations. We wish you nothing but happiness. Cande, today, 45 or so. We're going to get up to mix of sun and clouds, a little warmer. Tomorrow, looks like 60, but possible rain. But that's okay. 60 will work. I think that'll be fun.
Absolutely. After the last 2 days, please, no more winter. Please, I'm begging.
Yes. Big night last night for our birthday show at Patch Oak Theater. Keep looking at our socials for pictures and video. We're getting some up. We're going to put some up later. We got a lot to share with that. And remember, the Fest, 11th Annual Fest with Chris Lane headlining July 3rd. That is on sale this Friday at 10 a.m., Cande. Ticketmaster. So.
Oh, okay, good.
Big. Do you remember the story I told you? How could you forget? It was within the last week where I was driving, and I think I hit a baby bird.
Yes, and feathers were flying. It was a terrible story.
I look in my rear view as I pass, and I'm like, yeah, that wasn't a leaf. I think I see feathers everywhere. So my father at the time, after he heard that segment, said that he had a couple stories that when he got up the courage to tell me, he would share.
Oh.
So he mentioned it again yesterday. I said, listen, if I'm going to tell this correctly on the air, you need to text it to me. So I hope this was cathartic for him.
I hope so.
This is what he writes. Don't remember if you were in the car or we were taking Dina to school or we were going to the Catskills, but maybe in around the late 80s, driving along one of the routes upstate, either 17, 80, or 81, forget which one. And then he puts in, I was going the speed limit. Uh-huh. Sure, Dad. Ready for this? I don't think you're ready for this.
Uh-oh.
A mother duck and 5 ducklings walked right into my path.
No.
This is the next line. This is verbatim. Absolutely no way to stop or avoid it.
Oh.
I certainly hope so, Dad. I certainly hope so.
Oh.
And then he ends it with this. It still haunts me 35 years later.
I bet. That's a bad story.
That's a big one, really.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a big one. Oh, a mother duck and her babies.
After I wrote, that is horrible, with 4 exclamation points, he wrote, word got around. Later on, I was driving about, and he always puts the speed limit, like he's got to prove he was driving.
Right, because he's a law-abiding citizen.
I don't think that's the case, but okay. I was driving about 25 to 30 miles an hour. Yeah. How do you remember? This was recently, like after that, in a neighborhood, and a seagull came straight at my car.
Wow.
I saw it at a distance and said to myself, it's going to pull up, right? Wrong. It dive-bombed right into my grill. Feathers flew.
Wow.
He said it was an old car and grill. Repair was about $60. I think it was payback for the ducklings. And the duck, I think, that bird, that seagull, got back at my father.
Said, bird killer, we're getting you. That's unbelievable. That's terrible. I don't know what to say about that. I've hit a deer and then hoped it died because it totaled my car. But that's a story from a long time ago as well. I was going about 45 miles an hour.
I have a story about an encounter, almost an encounter with a deer or a moose. I don't know what it was. It was gigantic, but me and my buddy Mikey, this is back when I was at Party 105. This is back in the late 90s, Cande. We're driving back from the Hamptons. It's about 3 in the morning after we were at, doing a station event at a club or something, and we're driving along the road that leads from Sunrise Highway to the LIE at exit 70, that long road that takes you down, to the Hamptons, takes you from the LIE to Sunrise Highway. We're driving from Sunrise back to the LIE, and it's, there's nobody on the road. He's in his Corvette, Candy.
Oh.
And he's driving, and again, we're good, right? Everything, we're driving, we're not going crazy fast, and nobody's on the road. And all of a sudden, I'm falling asleep, and all of a sudden, I feel the car swerve left and swerve right, and I wake up, and as I come around, I look out my window, and I see what looks to be either the biggest deer I've ever seen or a moose sitting in the middle of the road.
Oh, my.
And he says, yep. He says, we almost smashed right into that animal. And you got to be careful.
That would have done some damage, for sure.
Yeah, I may not be here right now. Are you kidding me? Especially in the summertime on Long Island, you talk about your deer story, Candy.
Oh,
you got to be careful. Oh, my God. Yeah.
And then this is years ago, but the insurance adjuster came to look at the damage. The car was totaled. And I said, what's the craziest thing? And he's like, I've seen a lot. I've seen a horse get hit on the road, cow get hit on the road. So, yeah, there's all kinds of animal stories. That's why roads and animals don't really work together,
No, and I think if you hit a horse, I don't care what car you're driving, I think the horse might die, but the horse wins, Candy. The horse wins that encounter. Oh, my God.
Yeah, and then those turkey buzzards. I've heard of stories where they come smashing through your window. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's wild. But
well, you take it easy today.
Yeah, and there's my father.
Try not to kill anything.
My father getting it all off his chest about 40 years later.
You are forgiven. Your father is forgiven. I'm still mulling over.
I know. Less than 20 minutes to your Bald and the Beautiful Entertainment, everything from Nashville to Hollywood. We're going to get to about 45, mix of sun and clouds, a touch warmer today. Tomorrow, about 60, a little bit of rain coming in. My Country, 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.